guess we're coming close to the end of the third week of this dopamine detox, and it's going very well. It's going surprisingly well. I just checked out my average screen time on my phone. The last 2 weeks, the average has been exactly 45, which is very good. But this week, I'm actually on track to get it, well, it's on track at the minute, at 30 minutes, which is even better. But I think for me, what I'm experiencing so far, coming in, is that anything under an hour is in my realm or my range of acceptable, I'd say. Because the things that I'm using it for are like, I guess, necessities or technical things. It's not just to pick up my phone to distract myself. It's like to check my Whoop app, for example, to set a timer on my phone, to reply to messages on WhatsApp, which I do, things such as that. But I'm noticing as the weeks go on, Nisa, come on, just how much more independent of my phone I'm feeling, and just how much more alive I feel as well. I think I haven't realized how much the phone takes your presence away from the moment. Even when you're not using it, I think just having it in your pocket, having it next to you is enough to be like a temptation when you still have that attachment to it and you're still using it as a distraction. It's still something that you pick up mindlessly. It's like your brain's got this tab open where it's like, oh, should I pick up my phone yet? Should I pick up my phone yet? Should I pick up my phone yet? But I've realized that I don't have that anymore. Like, I actually don't know where my phone is most of the time. In the mornings, I leave it in the living room where I go into the creation station and work. I don't actually go on my phone until about now, which is just to record and check to see how my sleep stats were for the night prior. But I'm really actually loving not being on it. And I guess it just reminds me of a time before I actually even had a smartphone. It's like, what did you used to do? Nisa, hey, come on. What did you actually used to do? Because, all right, maybe I was texting everyone all the time or on MSN all the time. But even those things, like texting had a limit because we had credit back in the day, if you know, you know. And MSN was confined to a computer. You couldn't carry it around with you. But of course, with the smartphone, it's a lot different. It's in your pocket. It's more powerful than the computers that they had when they sent spaceships to the moon, if you believe that. But, like, yeah, I've just been trying to think, like, when was it? I guess when I was traveling, maybe I wasn't on my phone as much. I can't imagine that I was, because I didn't have internet, so I didn't use my phone then either. I was only on it if I was at a hostel or something and had Wi-Fi. But even then, I guess maybe I racked up a few hours a day still. Nisa, come on. But I'm finding it a lot easier to just find joy in being. Like, sometimes I've been sat there and I'm like, oh, like, I've just had dinner, I've tidied up, now what do I do? And I kind of just say to myself, like, just do nothing. Just sit there and do nothing, which has been a fun game to play, because in the doing nothing, that's when you give your brain a chance to rest. We call it the default mode network comes on. Default network mode even. Nisa. And it's essentially where your brain gets the chance to switch off, but it doesn't actually switch off. It's actually when it ramps up the most. But in this time where you give it space, it gets to process its own thoughts, and this is where you get ideas and you get inspiration and you figure stuff out. And yes, in this time sometimes it gets uncomfortable too, because thoughts and feelings that you've been suppressing come up, and that's why we don't ever allow ourselves to get bored. Boredom has become like the enemy. We must always be busy, we must always be entertained, we must always be on the move, we must always be doing stuff. And this is what is causing so much of the problems in the world. It's not so much the devices as it is us using them to distract ourselves. But I guess we don't even realize that, you know, how detrimental doing these things actually are. If we were told and taught that, hey, you know, being bored is actually really good for you and you should do it a lot more, and, you know, we're human beings, not human doings. That means don't be fucking moving every day, every minute of your life. Actually take time to just sit and be present, go touch some grass and walk in nature. Maybe we'd do things a lot differently, but the problem is that our attention has been has been monetized. Our distraction is someone else's gain. Our lack of awareness is someone else's control. The less we are in tune with ourselves, the less we are aware of what we are doing, the more people make profit. Because if we all did a dopamine detox and only used our phones for an average of 30 minutes a day, what would happen to social media? They profit from you spending hours of your day, years of your life, which that equates to, on your devices, mindlessly scrolling, clicking, liking, commenting. And it's funny because social media isn't social media anymore. I don't even know why we still call it social media. There isn't anything social about it. It's an entertainment platform. The same way YouTube isn't a social media platform, it's an entertainment platform. You go on there to watch videos. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, they're the same. We don't interact with our friends anymore. You don't even see your friends' posts anymore. And if you do see them, we don't comment or like on them. It's like everyone's got stingy with their likes and you can't even interact with other people's posts these days. You see it, move on. See it, move on. And that's just because most of the time everyone's drooling whilst flicking their thumb, not even taking in what they're watching. But I'm excited to see moving into the last week of our dopamine detox. Not so much how that goes, I can predict how it's going to go, pretty much more of the same. Come on then, you want to come up here? Come on. No? Alright, fine, rejected. It's more so like, what am I going to do afterwards? Because a lot of the things that I guess I've cut out, I don't really see them coming back, at least not in the way that I used to, say, consume TV maybe, and I guess eat sugared sweets or like junk food and stuff like that. I don't over-consume these things, but just taking them away, it's not like something that I even want anymore. Like my body's just like not really on it. Do you know what I mean? I guess like maybe TV, for an example, will be something like, if we find a show we like, we'll watch an episode of the series once a week or something like that. But it's definitely not going to be something that is a daily thing anymore, because I'm actually enjoying how things are at the moment. I'm really enjoying having a lot more time to do the things that I actually enjoy. And actually those things that I used to enjoy that I'd tried to do before doing this dopamine detox that didn't quite hit as hard, now they do. Now it fills my cup and I really get excited and I really look forward to doing these things, whereas before it was more of a chore. It was more of like, oh, I have to do this, or like, you've said that you'll do this, just do it. And then I had to like push through the resistance of that, and then when I'm doing it, it just didn't feel the same. But now, like playing the guitar, for example, like, I can't wait to practice it. I can't wait to learn a new song. I can't wait to sing. And like, even though I'm not a good singer, I still do it because I'm just like enjoying how frustrating it is. Like, I'm enjoying like not knowing how to play the chord properly or how it sounds, or like not knowing the song. And this is the thing, I think when we fill our lives with like cheap dopamine, easy hits of this drug, the things that are a little harder to do, that stress us out, that we're not good at, or they cause some sort of resistance in us, or all of that jazz, we tend to avoid doing those things because the reward, it doesn't feel as rewarding to do. But when we cut out all the shit and we only have those things, then we don't have any other option. But eventually you find pleasure in the toil, you find pleasure in like the grind, you find pleasure in like I'm not good at this, but I can get good at this. And I guess maybe that's how we were when we were kids. Like, kids love learning stuff, we do everything new. Like, it's almost like we find joy in it, but we lose that as adults. It's kind of like we know what we know, and then that's it, and then we just stay in this little box, and this little box is all we ever experience. We don't ever want to step out. It just becomes a safety net of like, yeah, I know pretty much how everything works to the best of my ability, and this suits me right now, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But when we do that, we're not really living. We're just like, it's like life on omnibus. We're just living life on repeat. That isn't the way to live, and I'm definitely not going back to that. I still am thinking about getting rid of my smartphone altogether, but at the minute, if I can stay around 30 minutes to 45 minutes a day, I'm more than happy with that. I guess I'll decide further along, maybe towards the end of the year, if that's something that I'm going to completely give up. But, you know, these things will figure themselves out. I don't need to stress about it. It's funny because I was watching, this morning I was editing some videos, past ones of these that I've done, to create little clips for my digital diary, which is now my Instagram, I guess. And just noticing the difference, because I think the one that I was editing was week 3, and I was just like, oh, not week 3, day 3, and obviously we're at the end of week 3 now, so just like what I was going through then is completely different to the experience I'm having now. Like, I was very anxious then, I guess because I'd just started slowing down and dropping all this stuff out of my life, and that tends to be what happened. You know, the reason that we're always moving and keeping ourselves busy is to distract ourselves, right? Because when we slow down, that's when we feel the discomfort. So what I did is I forced myself to slow down. I took rid of the distractions, and then the discomfort come up. So I felt anxious, but it was nice to see that even though I was feeling anxious, I was still positive. Even though I was feeling anxious, I knew that it would pass. And even though I was feeling anxious, I knew that I could handle it. When, you know, the anxiety I was feeling then was a lot different to the anxiety that I used to have a couple of years ago, when I had chronic anxiety, and I would wake up and go to sleep with it, and my day was filled with it, and I just thought that's how life was going to be. I thought anxiety was my new best friend, and that was just us two going to live life together for the rest of our lives. But now, knowing what I know about anxiety, I know that it's just a signal, and that signal is telling you that something's off. And when you address it, rather than just push through this feeling of anxiety, which, you know, or ignoring it, because that just carries it around with you, then you get to the root of why you're feeling anxious in the first place. It can be because you're feeling overwhelmed. It can be because there's a lot of other emotions going on that you're not addressing. Maybe you're overthinking something, and if you're overthinking something, it just probably means because you're not taking action and you're feeling stuck. So when you start asking these questions and probing the anxiety, like, where do I feel it? Why do I feel it? How do I feel it? That's when you start to alleviate the feelings. And just going back, I was like super proud of myself, realizing that, hey man, you actually fucking know what you're doing. And then obviously fast forward to today, and I'm like, wow man, you've come up in just a couple of weeks, you've come so far. I've still got a way to go, don't get me wrong, but everything is moving gradually in the right direction, and I'm feeling better each and every day. I'm sleeping better. Checked my Whoop today, 8th day of green recovery, even though we went to the gym yesterday. I was going to say last night, we didn't go last night, we went in the afternoon. But again, it's like my body, my mind, my soul is responding to this shit in the right way, and that's how I know that I'm on the right path, because I am feeling better, and I'm looking better, and I am better. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, dopamine detox diary number, I don't know what day it is, 19 maybe? Something like that. We keep it moving. And it's breakfast time. Nisa, you got any words? Any words? Guess not.